and public. It's my pleasure to present to you this morning the resolution 2018-09 and a budget amendment to update the raw water master plan 2013 and authorize itself to execute the appropriate documents. The item before you this morning is a resolution to start our raw water master planning process. This process was begun in 2005 and was completed in 2013, or at least the plan chapters 1 through 7 were completed in 2013, and then we were engaged in attempting to complete chapter 8, which has our projects and the environmental document. In January, the new committee requested that staff engage in an update to the H&H, the hydrology that drove the 2005 raw water master plan. Given that we have a number of new issues that the raw water master plan 05 did not address, and those are climate change, some of our FERC relicensing water demand changes, as well as some of the state conservation that's coming our way. As a result of that, it became clear to staff that the raw water master plan must be updated to a now scenario and to try to project a 50-year time event. In that, right now, the district's operating on a 2032 event horizon. We need to extend that out as we plan our raw water deliveries into the future. And these are myriad, right? These are our treated water customers, these are our ag water customers, these are our environmental customers. So it is very important at this point to reset the raw water master plan and move forward. One of the things that the community continues to ask for is an open and transparent process that involves the public. And so,
here we go.
thank you to Bob and the book that Bob gave me. We are going to engage in a full-on public process to take us through the raw water master plan, and I anticipate in 24 months to be standing here with a document with a series of pathways that the board can consider and adopt as its new chapters 1 through 7 to begin our project selection in the future.
Time course, you just said?
We're anticipating 18 to 24 months to run through this process as identified on the flow chart that was provided in the board package. Which you can't, but I have a solution. I'm gonna give this a go. So I want to try. Oh, it's not under my control. I got it. Hold on. Sorry.
There you go.
Here we go. Oh, yeah. Stop. Here we go. All right. So, I rehearsed this. This process. Whoa. Okay, don't touch it. All right. Don't touch it after you're done. So we anticipate this being a 4-phase process. The first phase being the establishment really of the TAC. The Technical Advisory Committee will be a group of individuals that are going to take in the data from the district, decompress that information, and start to develop the pathways in terms of distribution of the 50-year program. So we anticipate having, as you can see, and so I'm going to use a term that we've been using internally, and these are the swim lanes. So at the top you have NID's technical group. These are the folks that are going to be performing the technical memorandums, building the information to provide to the TAC as the TAC goes through its decision-making process. Then you have the board. Clearly, the board has a number of decisions that it will make as it goes through this process. The next one that we anticipate after this decision will be formalizing the TAC guidelines, the rules and the structure of the TAC. And then we have the TAC itself and how it's going to work, and then the community. So it's very important for us to reach out to the community, to start informing the community about the issues that the district faces, what its capabilities are, so that the community can then speak to the TAC members and bring that information into the TAC setting so that we can start working on the problem statement, which occurs in phase 2, and then problem solution, which follows on. So the second part of this is and it's kind of half in, half out. is phase 2. And this is, I tried this earlier, and it didn't take my, all right, that's it, thank you, Chip.
Way to go.
Right on. You don't know how much we rehearsed that. So this is phase 2. And so after the TAC is formed, it's important then to begin to inform the TAC about the mechanisms within the district. And the first thing that we're gonna have is the hydraulic and hydrology analysis. And this is how the district collects water essentially, and where that water is stored and how that water is delivered. So really it's very, very important for the TAC to be able to understand how NID operates and where it gets its source water from, how it delivers its source water, when it's available, when it's not available, and what's the environment that the system has to operate in, both in the past and in the future. Then we go on to our demand analysis. So now we're informing the TAC about the district's demands. Not just what they are currently, but what they are projected to be in terms of general plans and other community expansion. Then we move on, once they have a good feeling of the demands, then we move into supply, and we explain where energy supplies are, what's available, what's not available, how do we do it. So now, if you truncate all of that into one concept, that's the problem statement genesis, right? We know how NID operates, we know what its demands are, and we know what its supply is. And so the TAC then can create its problem statement. Once it has its problem statement, then we bring that back, we finalize that, and we bring that to the board. That's the first key element and the work product of phase 2. Yeah, sorry, I was gonna try to do it myself. Go ahead, Chip, thanks. So that leads us into phase 3, and this is where a lot of the meat of the program has to work. This is where the TAC is moving through an iterative process to develop multiple pathways to solve.
Diane, is the light necessary?
Oh, sorry.
Just, why not?
Um,
I work nights, I get it.
oh, it's not on. I guess it's part of the video thing.
All right.
Yeah, I don't have the flashlight on or anything.
So this section is where
I might close my eyes.
Okay.
the TAC
Feel
takes-
free.
The TAC takes forward the information that it's been given, meaning the hydrology, the demand, and the supply, and starts going through an iterative process to develop not just one solution, but many solutions. So this is the part where we're developing pathways to resolve our 50-year event horizon. So they are going to set up different methodologies to do that. We anticipate clearly a status quo one, this is what the general plan wants, this is the direction we're going. And you could conceivably have ones that are demand side solution only, supply side solution only, but there's going to be a series of those pathways that will be a balance. And that's what we need the TAC to work on. Yes, sir.
So they was TAC?
They are the TAC.
You said they would make
Yes.
the decision. Okay, so the
Yes.
TAC would make the decision.
So-
And that's the citizens involved group.
Yes. So the decision, the ultimate decision, Director Miller, is the board's, but the goal here is to present the board with a number of opportunities or options as it rolls forward. So once we've gone through the iterative process there of developing what the TAC thinks are the pantheon of pathways to get the board to its 50-year goal, those are then incorporated in and presented to the board in phase 4. Chip? So phase 4 is where those pathways are then brought to the board. The board will then debate the merits of each of the pathways and listen to the TAC and listen to staff and listen to the public and then pick its pathway. Yes, sir.
So going back, the board is not excluded, but we're not, we come in at phase 4, we're kind of looped out at the other.
No, sir.
If we go back, I was,
Roll back, Chip.
are we on the TAC?
No, sir.
We're not on.
You're not on the TAC. So there's a number of decisions that are happening. So you can see,
So board
Dr.
here.
Miller, your board approves the process. the board receives its update on the formation of the TAC, and the TAC is then running.
Okay.
And we go into phase two. After the phase two is done, then the board receives the problem statement, agrees that the problem statement is what it wants to address, then it moves forward again, and then the board receives pathways and the triggers, provides comments and questions. So everything that the TAC has done, we bring back to the board weighs it out, and then we bring it back out to be finalized, and then in the end, in phase four, that's when the board's working its hardest. Right, because then the board is deciding, to take in all of this input, decide on the pathway for the 50-year event, and we move forward.
And then in your 24-month time, 18 to 24-month timeline that I asked you about.
Yes.
Do these phases have brackets?
Yes, sir. So at the bottom of this and in the package, we've tried to roughly.
Green line down here?
Yeah, we've tried to roughly give a quarterly timeline. But I think the thing to remember is that this is a skeleton idea. As we bring our consultants on board, our facilitator, some of our technical teams, as well as the public relations component, we're going to have to take input from them, because they're the professionals in this process. They're gonna have to help us refine this concept as well as develop the